Hello, welcome to the Plaid Oracle. This is a pick a card inspired by a new deck that I got, the Tarot of the Unexplained by Dave Zilla. He talks about in the book how, he had run across lots of different tarot decks, witchcraft and fairies and Celtic spirituality and Atlantis and starseeds and all these kinds of things, but there wasn't one that included things like flying saucers and ghosts, really, and things of that nature. And so a friend of his, you said you should make one, and so he did. So this is the Tarot of the Unexplained, and we're going to explore something that is unexplained in your life. Something that you've been puzzling about. Maybe it's a synchronicity that keeps showing up and you have no idea what it's talking about. Or you have a feeling that something is coming in, but you don't know, you can't tell what it is. Or there's something that's been following you around in some way. Maybe there's a tarot card that's been following you around in different readings that you watch, and you don't know what it's about. So I'm not going to show you what each of the unexplained cards is. You're going to pick a pile without seeing that. I am going to show you what was on the bottom of the 3 oracle decks that I'm using, and then there will be tarot. And I'm probably going to read from the book because there's some extra little bits of information that go with each of these cards. So, at the bottom of the decks we have, interestingly, pleasure. Beautifully, epiphany. That's a good sign that we're going to get some good information. And the dreamer. But also, I'm going to point out that below the dreamer is the awakener. So, all right. So we don't know. You're just going to choose 1, 2, or 3. Pile 1. What's the unexplained phenomena? Oh, extraction. The sun is really in my eyes. So this is the hanged one, number 12 of the major arcana here. I'm going to read a little bit out of the book. So, in addition to having sort of little keywords, each card has a phenomena, an unexplained phenomenon that goes with the card. And this is alien abductions, disappearing into portals, missing time. A man is seen hanging upside down. Unlike the willing figure of Odin on Yggdrasil, this man is being taken into a massive spaceship by an alien race. Will he learn to go mad? Look at his posture. Unlike the hanged man of traditional tarot, whose hands are behind his back, this figure appears to be diving back to earth, while even the grass and dirt around him are being pulled upward. Extraction is a card about learning to let go of things in order to advance. In the case of the extraction card, the learning may be unwittingly thrust upon the querent. Sacrifices need to be made. Maybe the querent needs to leave a dead-end job or hurtful relationship. It may even mean giving up something harmful like excessive drinking, hard drugs, smoking, or overeating. If the querent is willing to let it go, whatever it may be, the result will be evolution and completion. So there is a sense here, right? There's a sense of a diving kind of energy. But it could also be a releasing to God, the God source, just to that which is bigger and unknowable. Let's see. Extremes. Very interesting. Tangibility. Make your dreams real. Spot where that shows up. I suppose it's appropriate that the sun is so bright that it's making it difficult to see things. Oh, and the jester. Well, this certainly feels like you've been resisting something, that the pull, that maybe what's unexplained with this tangibility card and this, right, this extremes, is showing up in your body. Maybe what is unexplained are symptoms in your body that don't really seem to have a cause. Something that's just showed up out of nowhere. Maybe you have a soreness or a tightness in your lower back, or maybe your upper back. Maybe you're finding there's excess heat showing up in your body for some reason. And I think that maybe you've been looking in the wrong places for the answer. So this jester is holding a divining rod, but he's holding it backwards. Right? You hold the divining rod by the two prongs there, and then you point the single one outward. So this divining rod pointed in the wrong way. And also at the same time that the divining rod here is pointing at the jester himself. So it may be that you've been looking at all the physical places. You've been, thinking about, did you do some lifting? Did you move in an awkward way? Did you do something? Or, did you eat something? But in fact, the answer is internal. It's not about some physical thing that you did. Oh, and we are, interestingly, going for Boadicea's Tarot of Earthly Delights, which is about, does have a lot of imagery that has to do with sensuality and the body, but they're also surreal, these images, showing something different. Oh, interesting. We have justice on the bottom. Oh, and this Seven of Combustion, that's about clearing the fog, clearing obscuring things. Especially sort of intentional obscuring things, ways maybe that you've been obscuring things from yourself. It's under justice. Oh, death. But for me, justice is about alignment. It's more about natural justice than it is about any kind of human justice system. Oh. Queen of Aether, clarity, understanding. Oh, the Six of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Page of Aether. Oh. Well, this, I think that you have some belief about being trapped from the outside, that you don't have a choice. And maybe this is a general belief throughout your life, that you feel as if there's outside forces that are directing everything and that you don't really have a lot of free will. Maybe something that you learned as a child, but with this card of children, children, of course, have fewer choices. They are subject to the direction of their adults. Right? You work on the adult's schedule. You don't generally get to make a lot of your own choices, especially really significant choices. Maybe you get to pick out your breakfast cereal and decide what outfit to wear that day. But you don't get to pick what school you go to, whether you go to school or not. Kind of the big decisions that happen. You may also sort of feel, at the mercy of astrological or other cosmic forces. There may be something, I talked about justice for me being cosmic justice, but maybe for you this is showing up as, human restrictions, rules, laws, the rule of other people over you. You may even feel subject to your own mind with this Queen of Aether. That maybe you think that your mind is kind of set, that you can't change things, that you don't really have free will, that you're going to get sucked up into the saucer whether you like it or not. Now the Jester exists. He was the person in the court who could make fun of the king. His purpose was to keep the king grounded, to help the king remember that he was a human being. Right? He is exalted, he's meant to lead, but he is still a human being. He is subject to mistakes. So there's something here about releasing yourself from all of these restrictions. It may be one of them or it may be all of them that I've talked about. What did I say was on the bottom? Oh yes, right? The elimination of false ideas. Next to that is the Seven of Fungi, right? This ability to choose, to determine for yourself. And then I'm seeing right now, there's the Hanged Man showing up. So it seems like these, if you are having symptoms in your body, or they might be, I mean, they could be symptoms in your life. Maybe you're always getting into arguments. Or, maybe you've known somebody who's always got some kind of chaos happening in their life. Is that happening to you? That something is always happening? That just when you think that you've got it covered, there's some other thing? Well, this is coming back to a belief that you seem to have, that you're not in control, that you are at the mercy maybe of your own mind, of societal rules and laws, of childhood traumas and beliefs, of astrological forces. And I would say that there's a bit of advice perhaps to examine. She's carrying this owl in a cage. Here. That maybe there are ways that you have kept yourself here. Because there is an attractiveness, isn't there, to not really having free will? That eliminates a whole bunch of responsibility. If you don't really have free will, then you don't have to make choices. Stuff is just going to happen, and that's just what it is. But clearly your body or your life doesn't want to exist that way. And so you're having these symptoms. Maybe you're always getting sick. Maybe you have unexplained fevers. We think about the immune system as solely a physical phenomenon. The immune system is activated when we run into a bacterium or something else that doesn't belong in the body, and the body reacts. But it's all right, it's all one and the same. I think that our immune system also can react to beliefs that aren't in alignment with who we really are. Martha Beck talks about this a bit. She has a book about integrity. I don't know why. The Way of Integrity? I don't know. I'm unsure of the title, but in it she talks about how for a whole year she never told a single lie to anybody, regardless of how personal the question was. So she kind of came out on the Oprah show as a result of this. But that she finds that if she starts messing with her integrity, if she tells lies, either to other people or to herself, if she doesn't honor her own heart and her own direction, that a lot of the symptoms that she had when she was younger return. Fatigue, pain in the body. And I think that's the immune system showing up to something that doesn't belong. So, right, there's an examination here of what you believe so that you can free yourself, so that you can recognize. I mean, if we flip these cards around and we say that, right, that justice is alignment and your ability to align with your own best self and your own most joyful, expansive existence, right, to have clarity and discernment and integrity, to have joy and fun and wonder in your life. to be able to move with the energies of the cosmos, to recognize them as helpers and partners in your own evolution, your own journey, to be free. Oh, pile one. Well, I hope this is helpful. And maybe you are already on the cusp of understanding. And this just tipped you over. And that you're on your way into this freedom space. All right. Pile two. Oh, the skeptic of portals. So we're going to read a little bit. Now the skeptic sits in the top, sort of in the king position here. And for each of these cards, there's a phenomenon, an unexplained phenomenon that goes with it. Aerial phenomena, UFOs, stars that turn out not to be stars. The skeptic stands confidently, arms crossed in a stance of seriousness and no bullshit. She is confident of her knowledge and has a strong scientific background to back her convictions. Behind her, however, a dark portal looms large in the sky. If she would only open her mind to the possibility of other dimensions, she would understand the world is larger and a lot stranger than she's comfortable with. Far in the distance, a comet-like object soars upward from the sea toward the constellation Pisces, which is arcing over the rays of the portal. The skeptic of portals can indicate that the seeker should strive for emotional maturity and balance in their life. The skeptic represents a person in the seeker's life who embodies these qualities, such as a mentor, counselor, or friend. So, King of Cups is the related card. Maybe you have been having a feeling that something is coming. And you've been poo-pooing it. Because it doesn't have an explanation that makes sense to you. That you're feeling something coming. And there may even be a sense that you've been trying to ignore it a little bit. But that it's really, this portal, right, that's opening behind her, this multi-pronged portal that's opening behind her head. And maybe that it's really, perhaps it's something that's been showing up in your dreams repeatedly. Or you may even have felt, like there's someone or something behind you. Let's see. Oh. The path, there's the portal, making itself more obvious. The phenomenon. Be still and listen to the spirits. Oh, and demon. Oh, pile two. This feels now like desire. Like there's some kind of desire that you have been avoiding, that you've turned your back on. I mean, here you've got your hands behind your back, right? I'm not going to reach out and touch it. Right here, you're mostly covered over. You've got one eye. I'm not going to look. There's a desire that you haven't wanted to look at. And with the demon, there may be a subconscious belief that this desire is wrong, unhealthy. You know, it doesn't even have to have any kind of religious overtone. It might be impractical, unwise. You know, you can't make a living doing that. Now, you shouldn't be with that kind of person because, you know, I don't know, they'll never amount to anything. There's something, there is, but it's a really strong desire. Now, in this path card, the moon is waxing. So I have the sense that soon this desire will be so full that you won't be able to ignore it. That it's just going to kind of spill over like that. I don't know, that there, into your life. That if it's been creating phenomena in your life, maybe dreams repeated, maybe you've been having a repeated dream, or you keep running into, you know, videos about something or books about the thing, or you're overhearing people in the subway talking about it. That it's about to become inescapable. Of course, the call. Who's on the underside? Oh yeah, there's the 6 of air, right? The ship is coming in. Do I want to turn that over? I want to leave that for the end. Oh, there's the 3 of air. Yeah, here you are. You've got your back to it. You're ignoring it. The 8 of earth. The high priestess. Oh, and the king of earth. You know, the cards in pile 1 came out in 2 ways, sort of a negative and a positive aspect. And I'm sort of feeling that here too. Like there's the way that you've been ignoring this. There's, you know, turning away. There's maybe focusing on work or on the practical aspects of life. There's maybe maybe looking for explanations of things, kind of the opposite end of the High Priestess, looking for solidity where there is none, right? Focusing on this practicality, that's how you've been dealing with this. But I think that stuff has just been showing up. It's been showing up in your dreams. You've been hearing it and seeing it. There might even be, you know, events happening. You know, your friend invites you to, you know, go and see a play or something, and the main premise of the play, or maybe there's a character in the play who has your desire. Like all these hints keep showing up everywhere, even though you've been studiously ignoring them. Because either it's wrong, or it's impractical, or it's frightening. In some way, it's a big risk to take, to follow the call. But the other possibility for these cards, who's under the call? Oh, look at that. It's the Emperor. Holding fast. Below him, we have this Seven of Air, right? All the phenomena. So, the Three of Air can be going inward, right? A kind of inward focus. You know, maybe it's ignoring these birds because the birds keep saying things like, oh, you can't do that, it won't work. How can you make a living doing that? He's no good for you. She's no good for you. You can't go live there. You know, won't you be bored if you go live in the woods? Whatever it is. And then the Eight of Earth is this beautiful focus of artistry and craft and love of subject. Creating something out of a deep love for it. You know, they analyze the Stradivarius violins, right, for, you know, what wood they're made out of, and the finish, and you know, they do these tests where people are blindfolded and they don't know, you know, that they're playing a Stradivarius. It doesn't really, right? They don't know the sound. They can't tell. But all of that misses the point. Right? The Stradivarius violins, I think, have remained, right, in this exalted place because he filled them with love. We can't help but feel that. Right? We've attached a monetary number because that's, you know, how we denote value. But it's about the love. And then the High Priestess, of course, is openness to the unexplainable, to the illogical, to the miracle, to the desire. And the King of Earth, sensual. In addition to being stable, right? He's prolific. He feels. He has great pleasure in his life. He appreciates his desires. So now we're going to see what this was that popped out. Oh, it's the Four of Fire. Enjoyment. Allowing. And there's this, right, there's this portal underneath here. Allow it. Allow the desire to spill into your life. Answer the call. This is a call to love. I think that it feels very much like it might be some sort of work, or maybe a place where you live with this Eight of Earth, that there's a real tangible aspect, that there's something you will be crafting. Allow yourself to feel it. Pile 2. It's not a demon. Or if there is a demon, the demon wants you to see the ways in which you've held yourself back, maybe the way that other people hold themselves back. There is a learning, an understanding, an experience. Oh, pile 2. Juicy. Pile 3. Oh. The Hunter of Saucers. Just pausing for an ambulance. So, I'm going to read a little bit from the book. The saucers are meant to be like pentacles, but of course different. And the hunter sits in the knight position. And each of these cards has a phenomenon associated with it. Intense lights appearing in the sky, causing temporary blindness and amnesia. The hunter stares upward and is bathed in a beam of golden light from a craft above. He is unafraid of the craft, unafraid even of being taken. Secretly, he may wish to be taken by them to avoid the drudgery of his day job. His arm is up to shield his eyes from the light, or is he saluting them? 2 tall pines flank him, representing the choices before him. The constellation Capricorn forms a bridge between the 2 trees as it appears to cradle the UFO. Capricorn represents Earth, practicality, and fiscal responsibility. The choice he makes now will have long-term financial impact. The Hunter of Saucers is a practical and responsible figure who is focused on achieving material success through hard work and dedication. In its upright form, this card represents reliability, stability, and a steadfast approach to achieving one's goals. What comes to mind is that you have been laboring in some way, and it's just not bearing fruit. It seems maybe you've followed all the rules, maybe you've taken all the advice from experts about whatever it is. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a bodily condition. It could be a business. It could be job hunting. It could even be something like a garden or building a house or renovating or something. Maybe you designed your house or you feng shuied your house. It's just not. Why? Oh, well, there it is, creation. Oh, hex. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Interestingly, this is card 12, which is the Hanged Man in the tarot. Oh, the anima, and animus. Oh. So there's something clearly is hidden. And I think that maybe you've been following outside information too much. That whatever this is, it is your creation. And actually, even if this card is 39, that's also 12. And the Hanged Man is about taking the time to go inward and to receive from source. Right? Maybe that's the representation of this saucer. That the saucer has arrived to help you to see that perhaps you've been taking others' advice too much. Following others' plans, maybe following tradition, following the way things have been done before in the past. I'm even thinking now kind of astrology. If you've been learning astrology and, are trying to use it to help your life, that you just aren't getting anywhere. And it may be, because you've only stuck to one tradition of astrology. Maybe you've gotten really locked into a particular view or a particular astrologer's views. This can happen kind of in any area of your life where you are trying to create something. And with this, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. To pause in all of the doingness. And come back to yourself. What is it? What is it that you want to achieve? And why do you want to achieve the thing? Getting to the why. The anima and the animus are about this, deep internal aspect of ourselves. women who have the animus and men have the anima. And if that part of you is out of alignment in some way, you know, is either squashed and not allowed to be, or else is, you know, overblown and out of proportion, you know, can mess up how you move through the world. These are those traumas, those places where we're hurt. So maybe there is something within you that is out of alignment. There's some inner bit that's trying to get itself seen. And I wouldn't really call it the enemy. I would just call it the imbalance, the bit that is diseased, the bit that is out of proportion, out of alignment. I mean, it may be that whatever this thing is, it's possible that you don't even really want it, even though you've been working towards it. And that when you get to the why, that will show you, you know, do I really want this thing? Yes. But maybe my why was distorted. You know, if my why is to make a lot of money, you know, and then beyond that, you know, what's the why of why I want to make a lot of money? Because, you know, I want to appear successful to my father or whatever it is. That if you find your way out of that, then the way forward will become clear and you won't have to labor. But let's see. I'm now understanding this. This is a very traditional tarot deck, created in the 19th century. The Tarocco Sopraffino, printed in Milan originally. It's the first tarot deck that I ever bought. The sort of traditional images. And the Ten of Swords on the bottom. Not surprised to see it at all. With the Two of Wands on the underside. So the Ten of Swords is the final, right? The letting go. And then we get the Page of Pentacles, the student. The Nine of Wands. The Queen of Swords. And the Knight of Cups. So, yes, pile 3. Going back to first principles. Forgetting what you know. This is beginner's mind that we're after. We want to finish. We want to lay down. There's been a bunch of work up until this point. A bunch of ideas with the Nine of Wands, inspirations. Oh, yeah, and there's the Three of Wands under the 10. The Two of Pentacles, and then the Fool. And the Knight of Wands. And the Chariot. Queen of Swords, getting clear. Getting clear. There is something that's gumming up the works. There's a belief, there's an underlying desire that is disturbed. No. I need to show them that I'm really capable. I need to do this in order to show that I'm successful. I need to do this so I'll be safe. I need to do this so I'll be cool. Right? It may not even be necessarily about being safe. It might be that you want to be, cool. Maybe totally, you have a bunch of Sagittarius in your chart, and somebody told you that meant you had to be adventurous and travel around the world and, have some risky job that you do. Take up skydiving or something. But all of those things, right, they're from outside of you. They're you wanting to fulfill some inner need that maybe doesn't need to be filled in that way. And that cannot be filled in that way. So if you've been laboring at something and it's just not taking off, examine really why. Why am I doing it? Is it really coming from me? What part is me? What is it I really want to create? Right? Where is the love? Knight of Cups. I want to do what my heart wants to do. I want to follow my heart. So what is it that my heart is really longing for? That doesn't have anything to do with meeting somebody else's expectations. It's my heart, my personal grail. And then we will see. You will see. The necessity of laboring. Who comes after the Two of Wands? Oh yeah, see, there's the Ace of Wands. And, the World. I'm going to go one more. Oh, the High Priestess. And the Ten of Pentacles. So it's all under there. It's in there. Pile 3. Go find it. Go find what's inside. I mean, it may need stillness. That you stop the laboring for a bit. And take the time to really ask yourself some solid questions. Oh, these have been so interesting, Pile 3. I hope that it is helpful to you. I wish you all the very best, and I will see you next time. So long.